A rose, by any other name, still smells just as sweet. Raise your hand if you've heard those words. But, on the other hand, a rose still has a name, and each of us has a name, and our names mean something. Raise your hand if you've ever Googled your name and found out what it meant. Okay, great. So I'm not alone. Well, when I was a child, my mom had a little framed, my name framed, and it said what my name meant, which is new beginnings. And so my speech tonight, I want to share some new beginnings I've had with you throughout my life so that you get to know me more, because the last speech that I had, although it was funny, well, maybe to me, it was a great time, but I didn't really get to share a lot of who I am with you, and I really want to share who I am with you so you can either relate or toss me out the window. You decide. So, new beginnings. When I was in high school, I graduated 5th in my class. Don't worry, there's only 56 of us, so it wasn't like it was a hard thing to do. At the commencement speech, I gave a speech, and before I gave the speech, I was thinking, what do I want to talk about in front of parents, grandparents, and all of these classmates of mine? And I thought, I want to tell them something, like I've got this audience of the whole town basically, because the town's 556 people, and that's pretty much who fit in the auditorium. What do I want to say? And so I told them, happiness depends upon ourselves. And I went on to describe what that meant. And for me, that was a new beginning, because the next step is, what are we going to do that's going to make us fulfill our dreams and help us to get to the next step of making ourselves happy? Isn't that what we're all in the pursuit for, right? This pursuit of happiness? It's even in the Constitution, right? Well, then there's the next new beginning that I had, which was college. And I thought I knew exactly what I wanted. I love math. I love chemistry. I'll be a chemical engineer. Don't I seem like the type to be a chemical engineer, right? No, my personality is way wrong for it. So even though I had Calculus 1, I had Calculus 2, Calculus 3, the first week of Calculus 3, I thought, I don't even know what I'm doing. I can answer the math problems, but I don't want to sit in a lab, and I don't want to do all these formulas. What do I really want to do? So, new beginning. I start all over, and I go for my education degree. I thought, okay, my roommate's going to be a teacher, so I'll try that. So, in 5.5 years, I managed to fit a 4-year degree, as some people say. New beginning. So I graduate as a teacher. Woohoo, right? There's going to be tons of job opportunities out there. Not so much. And so I found myself filling out application after application for work, and not getting a few interviews, but then nothing after that. But you know what? I knew when I was in school, going to be a teacher, I never was going to be that teacher in the public school system, the traditional teacher. I didn't know what, but it was going to be something different. I would still be educating, but I don't know how, but it was going to be different. So I'm filling out application after application, sending binders out. And what do you do when you're an unemployed teacher? Anyone? Shout it out. You're a substitute teacher. Well, substitute teaching is like basically glorified babysitting. If anyone has ever tried it, just trust me, that's what it is. And so it's very hard. I don't want to be babysitting. I don't want to be changing lives, teaching people things. And yes, even middle school math is something that people need to learn, and it changes people's lives because it may set them on the path to being a real chemical engineer and finishing that degree. So, new beginning. I hated substitute teaching. So I said, all right, that's it. I'm done being a substitute teacher. I'm done waitressing in the evenings. What's the next step? I was literally at my substitute teaching position for the day on my lunch break, and I was filling out an application for a new job. I don't know if that's okay, but so I filled out an application to be a customer service rep at Sprint. And not a glorious or opulent job, but a job nonetheless. And you know what? It was great because I met great people, and it opened up the door to a new beginning, which was how I met my husband, my hero, Steve Burnett. And had I never changed jobs, I never would have met Steve. And that whole story, I can tell the really short version. The long version's great, should be made into a movie. But the short version is we met October 1st, 2008 online. We met face-to-face October 31st, 2008. We were engaged 2 weeks later, married 4.5 months later, baby on the way the next month, and I became, all in 1 year, I moved from Wisconsin to Florida. I became a homeschooling mom of 2 stepchildren. I had a new baby, I had a new place, and I was a new wife. You know, not stressful at all. The easy way out. New beginnings. So then, my husband and I decide that he's a painting contractor at the time, and he wants me to work with him. And I thought, okay, I don't know anything about the painting industry, but I want to work with you. This will be great. Working with your spouse. Anyone think that's a great idea? No, it really is, and it can be. For most people, it's not. But for Steve and I, it is absolutely living the dream. So we built up this company, this painting company, that went on to win awards like Business of the Month, Business of the Year, for a contracting business. That's crazy. And we just had a great time working together. Well, anyway, so we built up this company, and we found ourselves bored. Steve's like, I'm going to write a book on how I did it, the exact steps, because he's the researcher. He wants to know all the information. He researches something to death, which is great because I hate it. And I'm the kind of, let's just get started, right? So he wrote a book. Then phone starts ringing. He's being asked to present and give a talk. How did you do this? Into the painting contracting, PDCA is what it's called. And so he goes and he speaks for free, and he signs books and he sells books. And then it got so busy that he was coaching so many people. He's like, I gotta step away. And I said, Steve, you're running crazy. Let me run the company and the painting company, and you start and launch the coaching business. So he did. And so I ran the painting company until we sold the business, and then we decided to move to San Diego. And I'd love to tell you that story, but you're gonna have to come back, because that's a new beginning that I'll have to share next time, and it's a wonderful story, and I appreciate all of your time. Here's to the next new beginning for all of us.